Do you know what are the major problems students are facing in English grammar? Is of identifying the verbs. Based on the uses, the verbs are of three types. First one, be verb. The second one, have verb. And the third one is do verb. For better understand, I am putting some examples. Like, I am a doctor. Here, the am is an example of be verb. I have a car. Here, have is an example of have verb. And I am driving a car. Here, the word driving or am driving is an example of do verb. In case of present tense, be verbs are am, is, are. In case of past tense, be verbs are was and were. In case of future tense, be verbs are shall, will, plus be. So these verbs are basically used when you try to explain yourself being something. That's mean you can be. You can be something or you are something. Okay? Have verb. In case of present tense, has and have. In case of past tense, only had. In case of future tense, shall, will, plus have. We generally use the have verbs to explain or say something that you have or in possession of. And these two verbs, that is be verb as well as have verb, are commonly used as an independent verb in the sentences. And there is no secondary verb like the auxiliaries or the modal used. In case of do verbs, we have the plenty numbers of do verbs, but the basic definition of the do verbs are the kind of verbs which means something is done or we are doing. Based on the tenses, there may be variety and 12 categories like indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous for each of the tenses like present, past and future. And n number of verbs modes are used. Do verbs sometimes can be assisted by the auxiliaries or with the modal. The examples of do verbs based on the tenses are like I teach English. Here the word teach is an example of do verb in the present indefinite tense. I am teaching English. Here the words am teaching is an example of do verb in present continuous supported by an auxiliary, that is am, to support the principal verb, that is teaching. I have taught in English. That's mean have taught is an example of present perfect tense is also a do verb, and here the have is an example of auxiliary supporting the principal verb, that is teaching. I have been teaching for 10 years in English. Here the words or the group of words like have been teaching is an example of do verb, and these groups are assisted by two auxiliaries. One is have and the another is been. Have is used as an auxiliary and been is used as an assisting to the auxiliary and main. In the same way, based on the tenses, like for the past and for the future, verbs are used for the indefinite, continuous and perfect. And even for the perfect continuous, we can put the same example by changing only the auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Thank you.